can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer. Gonna let go so I can be free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's do this. Hello, Atlantic City. Frazier Friday on the road at the Borgata. Presented by BetMGM here. Very excited to be on location right now inside the sportsbook. 9 billion TVs around us. You're like a kid in a candy shop. You're like looking around like, which games am I hitting tonight?
I feel like I'm in college right now. This is I'm just like, I feel like a young kid, like just turned 21, hitting casino here. This is unbelievable. They didn't have this when we were young.
Hell no.
This is exciting to be down here with your boys. That MGM, man, this is great.
College. I was like, man, what kind of college dorm did you have? We had like one TV. We were splicing cable from other rooms. Like, yeah, that was college for me. This is kid in a candy shop.
This is the big time. This is awesome. So, hey, we're going to be doing this pretty frequently. Frazier Fridays. We are at the casino. We are at the Borgata. We are at the sportsbook. So, I'm pumped, man. There's a lot to do today, too. So we've got a big-ass giveaway that involves Shohei Ohtani signing something. We have Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros. We've got Aaron Nola of the Philadelphia Phillies. Those two were actually teammates back at LSU, so we'll get one to ask a question to the other. We'll, relay it. We'll do that later. And then the LA Times, Bill Shaikin's going to join us on Dodgers, pumping through the West right now. And Shohei Ohtani and the Angels, they go as he goes. So we got merch here. You know the deal. Foul territory, softest shirts on the planet, and the hats. So hey, we'll let you know down the road when we're here. Swing by, say hello. How you doing? And before we get to charge the mound, just a couple preview things that I saw that have to do with tonight before we rehash last night. Number one, I didn't realize this. The Mets haven't played in Cleveland since the Lindor trade. Did you know that?
Wow, no, I didn't know that.
It feels like a long time ago.
It feels like 10 years ago. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
He's been a Met this whole time. Yeah, you forget about that. It'd be interesting to see how the fans kind of. I think they're giving him a standing ovation.
Hell yeah!
But it just seems like so far away now. It's just like, all right, well, maybe, hopefully, we'll see.
But they're not rivals. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like Contreras going back to the Cubs.
It's going to be strike one, hopefully. That means there was a standing ovation. You know what I mean?
It's going to be more like the fan is going to give him a cheer. Like there's not a lot of people there, but for somebody to come back, like he did nothing wrong. The Cleveland organization, they were the ones that shipped him out. So there should be nothing but love out there for Lindor and what he did. That big home run against the Yanks, against our Yanks. It's okay. We still eliminated them.
Yeah, we did.
But
that game was insane.
We should have called timeout because the guy fouled the ball off into the glove. Lonnie Chisenhall.
Chisel chest. Fouled off got the hit by pitch. It actually hit his knob.
Hit the knob.
And Freddie Webb's.
It's
okay. He felt bad on the bus. But
they didn't challenge.
And then next batter, Lindor. The roof. There was no roof, but the top deck fell off.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! I was in the bullpen, and it was epic. Like I'm getting chills just thinking about how loud it was, and it was like, whoa, this is crazy. We might lose now, but this is crazy.
Cool to be a part of.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm with you. And you're right. Strike one's coming unless you got permission for the ovation because you're on the road. So that whole garbage where it's like, we have human beings. They could just say, hey, let's hold the clock. We don't need to do a whole file the paperwork. It's not like you're applying for your visa or something.
Give him a 30-second timeout. It'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. And one more returning. Jose Altuve is making his debut tonight.
Wow. Kind of big.
It was exactly 2 months ago, World Baseball Classic, hit by a pitch, and he came back pretty quick.
That's huge for them because they've been up and down during the season here. My man Jose Abreu still hasn't hit a home run. I don't think he's killing me. Come on, Jose. I picture him
cursed his ass.
I know.
I cursed him hard.
I didn't curse him hard.
I'm not saying personally. I'm saying for you. Like,
he hasn't even known. So guess what? I don't want you to hit any home runs. So watch him. He's going to have 10 in about 10 games.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yes.
Because I keep seeing that staring at my ledger in my book, and I need him to get some home, like hot 10 on the year.
10 would be nice. How about double? Just give me double digits for something.
That's what we're looking for. He's got one. He's got one homer since the All-Star break last year.
I need some help.
I'm more worried about just he's got a 3-year contract. And he's
True.
made plenty of money. He's had a great career, but Astros don't sit around.
No,
They're
we'll
in championship or bust
I think
mode
that
every year.
Dusty likes his veteran guys.
He
So I
does.
think that's one thing. He'll support them through thick and thin until the last straw, pretty much. So
No, you're right. You know who I think about, and then we'll get into Charge the Mound. Yuli Gurriel struggled a lot last year. Playoffs, though, dude makes contact and he's clutch.
That's it.
And he hit him at a hot time. And
Know your
Dusty
personnel.
stuck with him all year.
know your
And if
personnel.
Brantley comes back, if they find him,
Yeah.
if they find him, I'm not saying they're putting Brantley at first base, but they got some guys in the outfield that are banging for him.
Yeah.
And then add Altuve in. I mean, what team is like, oh, hey, May 20th, we're coming in and we're going to add a ex-MVP to our lineup.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
No, they're lucky. They're fortunate for that he's
Rich
back
get
quick.
richer.
Yes, they do.
We'll see what he looks like. Let's charge the damn mound right now. And let's get into what I thought. I mean, there were a few games full of fireworks last night, but we've hit so much on Rays Yankees. I want to start on Dodgers Cardinals. How many home runs did the Cardinals hit last night? 7.
7.
7 of them,
Offense
Jones.
is ridiculous. This is what we expected from them.
From day one.
Yes.
Not day quarter pole.
Nolan Arenado. How you doing? Welcome back.
I wasn't watching it, but I would check on the box score. 9-3. I'm like, this game's over. I came back 45 minutes, 9-8, and then they put up what was that? What was it? Not 7 spot up in the 8th. Oh my God.
It was
Jesus, back to back homers in the second or third. I'm like, this team, wow, where's that been?
from Nolan hitting his what was it, 6 and 7 games or something like that, 5th and 6 games, and then they bring that nasty lefty and kind of pitch around Trace Thompson.
Yeah,
Like they weren't pitching around him, but like Trace had a good at bat, but they weren't giving you got to attack Trace Thompson. I get it. Like the guy's got some thump.
he was 0 for his last 31, I think. Yeah,
And I know you're afraid of it, but come on now, like we got Freddie Freeman in the hole, like looming, and then he throws one middle, and Freddie inside outs at the center, and the pitcher and the shortstop both do this.
What?
What?
That's the worst. When you're hitting and they do that, you feel so good because you're running around the base like, yo, dude, you forgot I can hit a home run, or like, what
It was a
doing?
rocket.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't like it was like, oh, is this going to be a wall scraper? I think they were worried about the fan that was in center field, left of the batter's eye. Like,
Heads up, I think they said.
heads up. In
Yeah.
Japan, when you hit homers in BP, the ushers in the outfield, they're like blowing their whistle so that nobody gets hit, and then they're mad if you don't throw the ball back in BP. But
Exactly.
that's what they were doing. They're like, hey, heads up out there, and everyone's like, ah, 300
That was
homers.
just homers.
That was the
all day.
world's best whistle impression.
That was really good.
That was good. That's good.
Block. Phenomenal.
Hey, Nolan Gorman, who was a big prospect, having an absolute year. I felt like just real quick, we just went right past him and looked at Jordan Walker. But this dude was one of the top prospects for a couple of years down in the minor leagues. He's showing it. He had 2 dingers again last night. He's at 12 home runs. Yeah, obviously Contreras was awesome. So this team can slug it. And the Dodgers are great. And we'll talk to Bill Shaikin, who's joining us pretty soon, more about this squad. But yeah, Freddie Freeman with the grand slam. There's a lot of offense going on in a good way for both of those sides.
Did the Cardinals fix it? Have they fixed their season?
Yeah, all it took was demoting Wilson Contreras for a week and a half.
No,
Just
they
even though it wasn't
started
his fault,
hitting.
It's like, let's blame someone. I mean, they were scrambling. They were just like, we can't stop the bleeding right now. Send down Jordan Walker. Demote Wilson Contreras. What really happened? The water leveled out. That's all.
Yeah, but they're still giving up runs. They still got
Their pitching
issues.
staff.
They still got issues with
Is
the
it that,
fingers.
though? Is it that, or is it the pitching staff is not great? The starting pitching, it's not a great starting pitching staff. Like, just
What a great
being real
bullpen,
about it. It's a great
The
bullpen,
bullpen. Those guys come in throwing Lego.
Fire.
but it was a starting pitching staff that was projected to be in the bottom third of the league. Stuff
Maybe they are what they are.
They are.
They're an over
right
team.
now. You know,
Pick the over.
who's your ace? Who's your ace of the Cardinals?
I have to choose Flaherty. He hasn't been yet.
Yeah.
But unless they can find Carlos Martinez again, like they don't have it. They don't
do or die game. Life on the line. You got a game. You got to pick a Cardinals starter right now. It's tough.
You don't. You might have a two
Bullpen
opener. That's what I'm saying. You might have a two opener type of game. Where Wainwright, I think if you hit it right in the lineup, I think Wainwright can still give you 3 runs through 4 innings through a certain part of the order, where he's going to be able to drop that hammer in on a 5-6, 5 to 9, mitigate the order through 1 through 4, and then drop the hammer through again, and do not let him face the leadoff hitter under any circumstance, unless you're winning by 6 runs, which this lineup can do. The lineup can win by 6 runs.
That works in a game 7. You can't do that all year. So
No,
they got to pick up pitching. They have prospects. They have too much even depth in their on their major league roster, right? They don't have spots for all the outfielders. So
No.
they'll figure it out. On the depth category, the Mets are on to what, their 5th catcher? Is that what we're at here? At least their 4th catcher. But we know this guy. You guys know this guy.
Yes.
Gary Sanchez getting called up. He signed with the Giants on a minor league deal right around when the season was starting up. He played in the WBC. No one wanted him for a while. He didn't hit in the minors with the Giants. They had to let him go because he had the opt-out if he wasn't called up. Mets signed him. Now he's been hitting for a week and a half. But Mets could use some offense. They need a catcher right now because Nito's still down too. So I know you're who's a bigger Gary fan?
No, I think he's a bigger fan. I'm a fan of him, but I know he's in love with him. I like him. I'm on the likable level. I think he's in love with him.
Yeah.
I think too many times that you go to a catcher and you're like, oh, I don't know. Gary Sanchez isn't the Gary Sanchez of old. Like, to me, anybody wants to argue with me about Gary, because I can stand on my high horse and I can tell you my Gary love. Tell me what you're expecting from him, and then I'll tell you what you're going to get from him. Like, are you expecting Gold Glove? Absolutely not. Is he better than Tomas Nido? And I love a good backup catcher. Yes, he's way better. Just based on every statistic, he's way better. And people are going to say, oh, I don't like throwing to Gary. And you know what happens when that happens? Like, you got to look at yourself as a pitcher and be like, okay, why don't you like throwing to him?
Yeah.
Tell me. Well, I don't feel comfortable in my. You don't stay with your chest. Like, why? Because I know Gary. If somebody doesn't like throwing to him, and that person comes to him and is like, hey, this is what I don't like, next day he's switching.
Yep.
He's not like, no, dude, I'm not changing it. Like, the guy was like a 1.2 WAR player last year. This is a win-win situation for the Mets. If he doesn't do well, oh well, they're not really paying him anything.
Yeah.
If he does do well, holy crap, you got a guy that's an above-average catcher. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. I believe he can be, because I think anybody, when the season starts, has a shot at being an all-star, let alone somebody that made it to 150 home runs before anybody else, let alone other catchers. Like, he was on a historic pace. Can he get back to there? I doubt it. But somewhere close, whoa, that's a huge pickup.
Yeah, and we forget he can hit. He's a really good hitting catcher. The guy can slug. He hits for power. He goes out there every day, works his butt off. People make that excuse. So listen, it's Gary Sanchez. He's got that name for himself now because he missed a bunch of balls one year. Stuff happens. You're learning as you go on. But for him, this is, like you said, it's a win-win. If he does bad, okay, so what? We send him back down. He does good. Cohen looks like a hero again. So this is big time for him. This is huge for him, and we'll see if he can step up, because I'm looking forward to it.
Meanwhile, the Mets took a series against the Rays.
Did you see that one coming?
No.
If you had the over-under on, or if you had
anything. How about taking the Rays to beat Verlander and then lose the next 2? Actually, though, Tampa's on a little bit of a slide. Everyone's allowed to. Everyone goes through their slides. The only part of that, it's a Tampa slide. The only part of that I will say, as I check out standings while we're chatting here, for the amount of steam they built up to start the year, they're just 3.5 up on Baltimore.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
We were like, this
that
team's
is
going to win a
crazy.
million.
That is absolutely
what was it, on pace to win like 126 games? I'll take the under.
Only
Yeah.
3.5 after what they did, 13-0. This is why baseball is the best sport in the world. You're never out of it, man. It's
Long ass season.
Long ass season. And here
Toronto
comes
and
the
New York.
Yankees,
Here comes the
6.5
Kraken.
back.
Yeah, and here comes Pete Alonso, who's mashing the ball, man. I had a conversation with him before this series, just talking shop, and I said, "Bro, what's going on with you guys?" He goes, "I said, well, what's going on with you?" He said, "Right now I'm not getting my foot down in time." He says, "I'm lifting it up too high on my leg kick, and when it comes down, I'm swinging at the same time." I said, "That sounds good." He goes, "Watch and see." That's basically what he told me. Watch and see what I do next. The guy is homer after homer after homer, and it was just, I'm like, you know what? I wish it was that easy for me. When I
He's
played.
got
So good for him. Good for the Mets too.
Nothing's wrong with him. He's got 17 homers. Even before this week, he's the only guy with pop on that team. The problem is
he
the
was
team.
like homer or miss. You know what it was?
Yeah.
So he's like, but they'll take homers all day, every day.
They need that because right now they need more pop. That's why they're starting to bring up the young guys too, right? I mean, Alvarez will tap into serious power. If Vientos gets called up, he homers. Mets fans were freaking out yesterday because they didn't put him in the lineup the next day. And
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get that either. Vogelback's in over
typical Mets
Vientos. No.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you get called up and the team needs pop and you homer in the first game and it's like this wild win of the year, and the next day they're like, all right, cool. Veteran's going and he's hitting $150. You good?
Yeah.
I feel like that was a flex by Buck.
Like you're not that big.
No, like I'm the one that makes the lineup.
I'm saying to the rookie, you're like, yo,
Yeah.
welcome, but you're not playing every day.
I don't know. Maybe it's a cold take by me, but
Well, no, we'll talk about it. I mean, Buck would say the same thing. He likes his vets, just like Dusty. You know, they ride their vets out sometimes. But
just don't let it be the reason.
If you're going to bring up a young guy, let him. Well, you talk about it all the time. Let him play. Right?
Time to go.
I wasn't upset that he didn't play that day. You know, I think they blew it up a little bit just because he hit a home run. I get it, but let him get acclimated. You know, understand. You know, let him have a little breather that day, and then let's go. Let him get out there and roam the field and get used to playing Major League ball. I think it's time.
Or maybe he celebrated the homer in the NYC a little bit, and then Buck was like, I'm gonna let you.
I'm gonna let him stay there.
I'm gonna let him stay there, and there's just gonna be, we're gonna put Daniel in there. I've seen a lot of adjustments he's been making. You know, Tommy Pham with an infield single yesterday.
That was a big inning.
That was huge.
Beatty, yep, all of them. Huge inning.
And smiles in New York. We've been saying the whole time, like, oh, the it. Well, it just shows.
Yeah.
You hit dingers, you win games, the it comes back.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's bring in our first guest. As again, we are live at the Borgata at the Sportsbook, talking to Bill Shaikin from the LA Times, joining us right now. Let's get into some Dodgers. Let's get into some Angels. Bill, how you doing?
Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are, I guess.
Yes, exactly. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to us. And great to have you. We appreciate it. Obviously, this show hitting the road for the first time. You sound great. The connection is fantastic. So first off, here, I'm going to give you the option. Do you want to go Dodgers or Angels first?
Let's go Dodgers first.
Okay. So what did you think of last night and this team, big picture, being in the position they're in? And I mean that not in how they're playing, but that they don't have a team breathing down their neck in the Padres, at least at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, last night, probably the less said, the better. Not a great effort for the Dodgers, but look, I mean, they're in first place, and they came in to this season telling you that it was going to be a little bit different. A lot of the veterans were gone. They were weaving in the next generation, and you thought every time you looked up, the Padres were spending another $100 million. So maybe the Dodgers weren't going to do it quite this year. And, here we are today. We're about 2 months into the season, and the Padres are in fourth place, 7.5 games back. The Dodgers are in first place, gunning for a playoff spot for the 11th straight year.
Do you think they were laughing? Do you think that the Dodgers were laughing at the Padres with how much they were spending in the offseason, or were they like, oh no, like maybe we should have spent a little bit? Who knows?
Well, it's hard to look at a lineup that starts with Fernando Tatis Jr. and Juan Soto and Manny Machado and Xander Bogaerts and laugh. I mean, it's a really good team and it's a deep lineup, and obviously Joe Musgrove and Yu Darvish and Blake Snell and Josh Hader in the bullpen. Like, that's a good pitching staff. And Petco is sold out just about every night this year. It's great for baseball. It's great for San Diego. And I can't believe the Padres are going to play this poorly the rest of the year. So maybe we will have a pennant race. But, if you had asked me in March who was more likely to get off to the faster start, I would have said San Diego.
Hey, question from me. How much credit you got to give Brian Roberts on this? Because, you could take for what the Padres did and you could all of a sudden just shut down. But for him to keep doing what he's doing, man, how much credit you got to give to the manager?
Well, I mean, he's got the best winning percentage of any manager in Major League history. He's managed as many games as he has. So, yeah, I agree. You got to give him some credit. And you can pick all you want about not liking how he might run a bullpen or a pitching staff, or, maybe some guys may not like him because, he's been doing this for so long. That's probably natural. But I think the results speak the loudest. And when you've got a guy who's managing on October every year, you got to like that, right?
For sure. What is it? You've talked to Roberts. What is it that he does that he gets the most out of his guys?
I think he communicates really well because, look, in this day and age, is a manager sitting in his office by himself, making out lineups and figuring out who's going to play 3 days down the road and deploying his pitching staff? No. I mean, that's what we call a collaborative effort these days, right? The front office helps out. Everybody comes down with their ideas, and then they come to a game plan together. And then when the game starts, obviously Roberts makes the decisions. But your most important attribute, I think, as a manager, whether you're Dave Roberts or anybody else, is communication, because it's not just a word coming from you. It's trying to explain what the front office is doing. Maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't. There were guys who, in the days when we all started watching baseball, you made the team out of spring training and you were on the team until you either got hurt or got traded. But now you're up and down. Guys can get optioned 5 times a year. They'll call you up just for a certain game. You've got to manage those personal relationships to get guys to believe that you're still in the team's plans when they start wondering about it. And I think he does a good job of that.
So you're kind of hinting at the rookies. Can these rookies continue to do what they've been doing? And is Josh Outman, is he a legitimate Rookie of the Year candidate?
Well, I mean, so far he is, right? You got to go on performance, but I think the great thing for the Dodgers is you get in a lot of markets and you come up and you're a Rookie of the Year candidate, or you got Baseball America ratings and your projections, and people are counting on you for great things right away. And with the Dodgers, because they've been able to integrate guys from their farm system year in and year out over this decade-long run of excellence, nobody's coming up from their farm system with the pressure that I got to be the guy. I mean, I don't mean to pick on one guy, but if you look at Adley Rutschman in Baltimore, he's got to be a guy. The Dodgers don't need any of these guys to be the guy because they have Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and Will Smith and Max Muncy to be that guy. So I think the less pressure gives them a better chance to perform.
Hey, Bill, what do you think of Clayton Kershaw so far? I mean, obviously the performance is there, but also it seems like from a health perspective, he's in a good spot.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, the Dodgers have spent a lot of years saying how, Clayton Kershaw's been chugging on and he's still terrific, but, Walker Buehler is going to be the ace, or Julio Urias is going to be the ace. And, Walker hopes to be back from Tommy John surgery before the end of this year. Urias certainly had a great year last year, but, if you look at the Dodger pitching staff right now, the ace is very clearly Clayton Kershaw. He's one of the best pitchers in the National League, and he just says, I want to keep playing year to year, and the Dodgers are very happy with that. And frankly, you look at a guy who's 35 years old, he's got a handful of kids, a crowded house, a happy family. He doesn't really need to be playing baseball, and he's only going to do it as long as he thinks he can do it well. And, it's hard to say a guy with a 2.5 ERA is not doing it well.
Hey, Bill, last night, Freddie Freeman, 300 home runs, 1,000 RBIs. I mean, that's a feat that not many are going to be able to do. He's been an integral part for this team. What can you say about him, solidifying that 2 role and where the Dodgers will be without him for sure?
As you guys well know, the saying in the clubhouse is he posts. Freddie Freeman comes to play every single day. It's not much of a mystery what you're going to get from him. He's actually stolen 6 bases this year. I'm a little surprised at that. But he hits, he fields, he's consistent. He's there in the clubhouse every day with a smile on his face and talking to young guys. And he grew up in this area. So it's a great chance for him to play for, one of his hometown teams. He grew up closer to Anaheim than he did to LA. But certainly being in Southern California has been good for him and good for the Dodgers.
Okay, let's get to the Angels. So, as Ohtani goes, and Trout to an extent, this team goes. First off, do you think this team is playoff relevant?
Given the number of teams that make the playoffs, I don't think you can rule them out. Certainly, they're a 500 team, right? They've been a 500 team most of the year, within a couple of games of 500 either way. They're 1 game over this morning. They probably need to go on a roll, but if you look in the American League, you're going to get 3 teams in the playoffs that aren't division winners. So in the Central right now, probably none of the wildcard teams are coming. In the East, you probably have maybe all 3 teams coming from there, but if you don't, you're left with a second place team in the West, maybe. And, the Angels are 2 games out of second place in the West. So they get on a roll, sure they could be in there.
Or do they have the money, or is it a Shohei and Trout combo trade and you can break it here?
They're not trading Mike Trout. Mike Trout has had 2 chances to go to free agency in his career, and both times he has passed them up years before he would have been a free agent to sign long-term contracts in Anaheim. He grew up admiring Derek Jeter. He loves the idea that he can be a 1-team player and go in the Hall of Fame that way. He's not thrilled about the losing. He makes that very clear. But unless something really, really bad and unforeseen happens, I can't imagine him asking for a trade. He is the Angels right now, and they are him. As far as Ohtani, everybody thinks they know what he's going to do. He hasn't told anybody what he's going to do, but his interest is very clearly in winning, and everybody saw the joy on his face during the World Baseball Classic. The Angels have had him for his entire career. The Angels have not been in a playoff game for his entire career. They have not had a winning record for his entire career. And even if this team sneaks into the playoffs, I don't think you see the long-term building blocks that you would say, okay, this team is set for the next 4 to 5 years. So if his criterion is what we all think it is, which is I want to be on a consistent winning team, I think it's much more likely he's playing for the Dodgers next year than the Angels.
I say New York, maybe because I'm biased and I'm in the East Coast over here, but can you see him being traded during the during the trade times? What's it called?
Trade deadline.
Trade deadline.
You're saying trade deadline versus just leaving after the year?
Versus leaving after the year. Can you see that happening? Even if they're in the playoffs still, but in the hunt, because I don't think they'll be top dogs, but you see him maybe getting traded during the deadline.
If they're in the hunt, he's not going anywhere. The Angels have made clear this is a must-win season for them. And, the owner, Artie Moreno, of course, does not want to be remembered as the guy who traded Shohei Ohtani. If the Angels are 15 or 20 out 2 months from now, which seems hard that they'd fall that far back that quickly, maybe. But, again, you have Artie Moreno not wanting to be the guy who traded Shohei Ohtani and not wanting to be the guy that deprived people in Orange County of seeing him play. And look, you can go through the history of baseball and look at trades, and considering that Shohei Ohtani, yes, is probably the all-time most intriguing player in baseball history, you might think you're going to get a lot for him. But frankly, he's going to be a free agent 2 months after you trade for him. So you can't do, all the sports fans of a certain generation like to say the Herschel Walker trade. Well, you can't trade draft choices in baseball for the most part. And the idea that you're going to get somebody to give you what you need for Shohei Ohtani just for 2 months, don't see it happening.
Yeah, but would it be worse to be known as the owner, Artie Moreno, who traded Shohei, or Artie Moreno, the owner who wasted Shohei's first 6 years of his career?
Well, as far as the latter one, isn't he already considered that?
Not if he trades him and gets something out of it. Like right now, based on what we believe up here, based on what you believe, and probably 95% of baseball believes, they're not going to make the playoffs. They might have a shot, and if you don't make the playoffs, you completely wasted it. At least get something out of it and not just a 2024 draft pick.
Good, but I don't think they're going to fall so far out of it that they would make a trade. And even if they are, I'm not sure Artie Moreno would do it. Because really, if you're going to make a trade for a guy that's going to be free agent, and this isn't just about Shohei, you want to do it with more time left on his contract before he becomes a free agent. You wanted to trade him last summer, but the Angels weren't willing to do that because Artie told them no. There's certainly plenty of interest, as you can imagine. Artie said no to it last year. He said no to it over the winter. And like I said, unless the bottom completely drops out, I don't see it happening this summer.
Bill, is Artie going to sell the team? Or is he going to? I know he flip-flopped. So I think that's actually a pretty big factor in the Ohtani sweepstakes. Not the personal relationship. I don't know it. I don't care. I know Artie has been a guy that has spent money over the years. It's not like the Angels don't try. So I respect that. I just think knowing the status of a franchise when someone has said they're going to sell doesn't really make me feel comfortable as Shohei Ohtani when I haven't made the playoffs up to this point. I don't know what the future of the team looks like. Obviously, I wouldn't be thrilled even with the way that it's been run to this point, and some of it has to do with the way that they've spent with player development and from a front office perspective, and I know it's gotten better with Perry Nation, but he's going to work with the resources he has, and he has to answer to an owner who likes to pick players out and make deals himself sometimes. So you have that factor, plus, just in case, let's say Shohei decided to stay with the team, right? Sign a 10-year deal. Well, what if the team gets sold in a year or two and it's to an owner like John Fisher? And he's like, screw it. I don't really want to try. I just want to make money.
Well, I mean, if you look at the results, because it's a results-based business, the Angels haven't gotten anywhere recently anyway. So I don't think the issue is that things would get worse. I think the issue is Artie, for whatever reason, and the reason he says is, I thought about it, I just didn't want to sell. And he told the people who were advising him, I don't even care what the offer is. I just changed my mind. I don't want to sell. So could he sell? I mean, sure he could, but I don't see him changing his mind right now. I think the only thing that might is last year, before he decided to sell, he was working on a long-term stadium deal. He was going to get to develop the land around the ballpark. That deal fell through. It had nothing to do with the Angels. There was an FBI corruption investigation into the mayor of Anaheim. But if that deal's revived somehow, whatever the terms of the deal might end up being, and he gets a real estate deal, and then he says, fine, I'll keep the real estate, I'll sell the team, maybe, but I think that's a long-term play.
Did you not know about that?
I had no idea.
Man, you got to Google that.
I didn't either.
I got to look that
So
up.
what you're saying is it's going to be Dodgers Angels in the World Series? Is that what you're saying?
Long time coming.
What do they call that? You know, the Yankees and
Freeway.
Mets, the Subway series.
The traffic series.
What do they call that series?
Yeah, Freeway Series.
Freeway. All right.
The traffic
not as
series.
intriguing as the Subway
Traffic series isn't wrong because the two soccer teams that play in this market call their series El Tráfico for the traffic.
I love that. Hey, what's the pulse of Angels fans? Because Dodger fans generally, I mean, they're loving life for a long time now. And sure, they want more championships, but this is a super devoted fan base. They have high expectations, but they're also super supportive because they know that the franchise does everything they can to put a winner on the field, from spending to player development. Like, they've nailed it in a lot of categories. How do Angels fans feel? Because on one hand, they've had a ton of entertainment with the top talent on the planet, right? Like basically the top two of this generation. But on the other hand, they don't win. So it just feels weird in terms of how your experience is.
Well, if you went to Angel Stadium every year of Artie Moreno's ownership, which started in 2003, you went to the last series of the year, they would always have something painted on the outfield fence just for that last series that said, 3 million fans, and then whatever the number, straight years, 6 straight years, 10 years, 15 years. From 2003 until the pandemic, 3 million fans every single year. Last year, after 2 years of attendance restrictions, 2.5 million. Big drop, and it hasn't gotten much better this year.
Man, well, you can watch on TV too.
You can. You don't have to
Great
show
weather
that.
out there, though. Hey, being a media member, a broadcaster doing Angels games, like it's good living, you know. They don't have any stake in what's going on. They just cover the team. So, Bill, you're living the life. It was great having you on. Good to catch up with you. Appreciate the time.
All right, we'll do it again. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Bill Shaikin from the LA Times, and a great follow on Twitter, of course, and just the name at Bill SHAIKIN. And just for everyone to know, if you're joining us in the past few minutes, Aaron Nola, stud pitcher of the Phillies, joining us in about 10 minutes, and then later on, Alex Bregman will swing by as well. Let's run through some updated BetMGM odds right now. And with that, we're at the quarter pole of the season. So I want to kind of do twofold, looking at what's projecting forward, but also backwards for a moment. First quarter of the season, here we go. I want some surprise teams. I want some MVPs, some Cy Youngs. So let's start with MVP, National League. Ronald Acuna Jr., heavily favored right now. You know what's surprising to me when you look at the updated odds? He's plus 130. Cool, get it. And I'm actually not touching that, Kratzy, because, I mean, you're just the injury risk alone. It's a guy who's dealt with injuries. He plays his ass off, which puts him in a spot that he gets hit, he grabs the plate, he's diving all over the place, he steals bases. Just that alone, it's nothing against him. It's just against banking on a player like that. At plus 130, he's my NL MVP, first off. So let's start there. Raise your hand if he's your NL MVP for the first quarter of the season.
Today.
But here's my problem. I think Sean Murphy is a close second, and he's plus 2,000 right now.
They're saying it's not going to last. That's what they're saying right now. I'm intrigued. They got Tatis up here. They got Harper up here. They both started late.
Yep.
I'd have to say I'd go on a limb and go with Alonso. But if he gets hot, he's got 17 home runs. He can easily get to 50 this year. And he can easily start getting his average. His average is starting to creep up close to the 270s, 280s range. And next thing you know, he's going to lead the league in RBIs. I mean, I could see him easily taking over that spot.
If he gets to 60.
60, not just 50 homers.
No. If he gets to 60, because he's not going to hit enough fastballs. That's what was intriguing about yesterday. He hit a dinger left to right to center field on a heater. He needs to bang heaters to be able to get that average up. He can't just work on golfing those sliders out, the hanging sliders. I'm not saying – listen, like we're talking about a guy that's going to hit 50-plus homers. But I think if you need him to win the MVP, he's got to hit 60. The 60?
I disagree.
Because I think he's going to hit, in a good year, 260. I just don't think it's enough, and I don't think the Mets are going to be up enough. Sean Murphy, I love. And it might be a catcher bias. It might be where it's at. But this guy, like what he's doing, and they're not gonna kill him because they got d'Arnaud. It's not like the old Salvador Perez issue where Salvador Perez, they're not gonna kill him? No, he's gonna get DHs.
Okay.
He's getting DHs. D'Arnaud's gonna be catching back there. He'll still catch 4 days a week, but he'll get his DHs. He'll get his enough games behind the dish to be like, holy cow, this dude put up 36, 112, and hit 290 at the catching position, Gold Glove defense. I think that is outside of Juan Soto just going absolutely bonkers, which I think he's kind of ever since that the Mexico series.
Yeah.
He found the worm down there in Mexico, and he's going up. He would have to be like meteoric, but he could do that. He could do like a 500 on base percentage in the second half. He could do like a 390 from here on out kind of thing.
Yeah.
But still, you don't have the defense. Sean Murphy's going to be on the first place team. Alonso's not, and he is he's electric, man. Like this dude is like kind of that long, flat Mike Piazza type of catching swing, and way underrated behind the dish. Still not JT Realmuto, but this season he is playing better than JT Realmuto.
Oh yeah, he's the best catcher in the sport right now.
This season.
Yeah.
Everybody would still take JT.
Yes,
But
I'm with you though. I mean, it's tough. Bryce just, you come into the season late and you're not going to be playing D.
Yeah.
Just remember too, the writers they look at things differently nowadays. You know
Totally.
that. And in some ways it's good. In some ways, I know you guys will probably say they probably crunch numbers too much. But in fairness, these guys they're not watching every team and every player. They can't, right? The part that I do like is I think defense is put into consideration more nowadays than it used to. For awards like this.
Love that.
So I will say for Pete, he's an average defender. He made some good plays, he makes mistakes. He's not going to elevate his value as a first baseman.
Yeah.
And that position alone is going to hurt you, if anything, for an MVP chance. Guys have won it. I mean, in the COVID season, it was Freeman and Abreu. But I mean, I'm valuing when I'm looking at a guy. If he plays a mean catcher, center field, shortstop, and he's hitting the shit out of the ball, that's the guy.
I'm looking. You point at Mookie Betts then. I mean, the guy can play
Exactly,
and he's going to play different positions, and he's doing great this year, and he still has room to improve. So
very capable.
That's another intriguing one as well.
I feel like the Harper added in there, and even as high as Tatis is, I feel like it's BetMGM being like, I'll put this on the hook, see if anybody wants any. Like just
Tatis. I don't see Tatis.
I don't either, but that's what I mean. I'm saying
one.
like hook the meat on there, see what you can get. Like
name.
We got a bite.
Yep.
We got a bite. So,
Fish, no bread.
which shows what Acuna's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because he is outpacing that field with Alonso leading the league in dingers in a huge mark. Like Acuna,
solid. Stay healthy, brother. I hope he does.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Solid dude.
I mean, Acuna's OPS plus, so league average is 100. He's 180. He's on pace for 68 stolen bags. Dude's a stud. All right, let's do AL MVP because it's even more drastic at the top. Shohei's minus 110. I mean, you can't touch that.
Yeah, it's like they don't even want. It's like they put it so high they don't even want action.
You just got to put your mortgage on that one if you want the truth. I mean,
on Shohei,
if you're gonna do it.
The problem I have though, because of the sport we play in, I'm never going to touch MVP numbers up there with the injuries we get in our sport. I'm just saying, and he's playing two positions. I'm not saying. I mean, he's now been playing on the field. I'm just saying, I'm not putting my cash down on a guy at minus 110 for an award like that, where all it takes is an injury to knock him out for a month or two, and it could screw with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Here comes Aaron Judge around the corner.
Exactly.
Too. My goodness, that guy's getting hot.
My thing though, Frazier, is if Ohtani does play most of the season and most of any seasons for a long time now, he's auto.
Yeah.
As long as he's playing, if he's playing like this, if he's a number one starter and he's giving you numbers like that, even if it's once a week on the mound, and he's hitting like a 3-4 hitter, he's going to win every year unless you have history like last year from Judge.
It's like when I played third, first gold glove. I was like, I guess I'll never try. I'm not saying I deserved it, but I'm like, well, that stinks.
No matter what you do.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's
already known. But he
deserved
deserved it. But
yeah.
It's like, damn, go to the American League so I can at least get a 20% chance now.
Is it? But and then you got to make sure Manny doesn't go to the American League if you go to the American League.
Exactly.
But that's one of the things that baseball gets a lot of bad reps about stuff that other sports, they do this, Other sports, I think they screw up their MVP award because for a long time, the NBA, who was the MVP? Michael.
Oh, Michael.
It was Michael. And then it was like, you kind of want it a little too much, so we're going to start giving it to other people. Or, it's very debated. I feel like baseball, yes, we had a big debate last year, but I feel like the most valuable player won it. The best player in the game didn't win it.
Well, yeah, I like that. Yeah,
but I think
he's the best player in the game, but
we saw history, like Scott said.
Yeah, but I still think Judge deserved the MVP last
100%.
year.
100%. But I'm saying I feel like baseball gets the MVP right every year.
Yeah.
I feel like it
doesn't matter if there's bias or not. Yes.
Right. Now the Gold Glove used to be biased.
Yes.
It used to be if you hit really well and you had a glove, they would
Yes.
give you a Gold Glove.
Yes, I know a
But
couple old
there's-
timers. They used to tell me.
Oh, they still
Yeah,
are.
this guy got it, but you should have seen my fielding percentage. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry.
I should have won it that year, but
Yeah.
no, it's definitely.
It's Ohtani or bust right now.
But like Scott said, what about okay, so Ohtani goes down. So it's like his arm starts to hurt, so he can't pitch, so he just hits all dingers.
Yeah.
Like he's probably not an MVP just with his hitting. He's
No.
probably not a Cy Young just with his pitching. So who's next? Who do you like? Are you riding the Aaron Judge hot streak right
I
now?
am. I'm riding that one right now. I am, and I would put a few nickels on Aaron Judge. I would put him. What is that? Wander Franco. I don't see he's having a great year, but
And he's getting the all-around
yeah.
action, right? Because he's an all-around ball player. He's playing great D. He runs the base as well.
Chance too. He's having.
I love Rutschman, but I'm not going to go double catcher. I mean,
Yeah, no, don't
who
be
you got?
scared.
you put 100 down, you're getting a G for Mike Trout.
Oof, you are
We got some right around the corner here. Might just get one in there and
right over
we'll
there.
see you.
Yeah.
Right, they're everywhere.
That's your
Everywhere.
two. That's where you're looking
Not
for
that he's-
projecting, not looking backwards, because he had a rough month.
Yeah, he had a rough month. He's had like an 870 OPS. Like
That's
he'll
bad for
grind
him.
it out.
Yeah.
It's totally bad. So that's what I mean. Move him up in the lineup.
Yeah.
Give him more outs. Like give him his shot because I think
I'll take it.
it feels like a free $1,000.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to put 110 down with 120 more games to go to win
doubt.
100,
No doubt.
I would put 100 down to win an absolute stack,
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
a rack.
That's 100 I'm willing to give up, especially with Trout. When he gets hot, whoo, baby.
Hey,
Yeah.
AJ Brzezinski, who's not with us today, obviously with us most days.
He's alive still.
He's alive. He has picks. Let's go down to the Florida studio and hear who he's got for MVP, Cy, and AJ. Give us surprise and disappointment teams too. Go.
Well, boys, I know you're having a great time in Atlantic City. Sorry I can't be there. But here are my picks so far for the quarter point in the Major League Baseball season. For the MVP of the American League, how can you not say Shohei Ohtani? The way he's pitched, the way he's hit, it's hard to argue against that one. I think pretty much everybody as of right now would say he's the American League most valuable player. In the National League, it was tough. Two Braves, Sean Murphy and Ronald Acuna. But I'm going with Acuna just because of the stolen bases, what he does in the outfield, and just how darn exciting he is since he came back from his knee injury. On the pitching side, in the American League, the Cy Young for me right now, Garrett Cole. It's easy. He's pitched in big moments. He's got the strikeouts. He's got the record. Everything he's done just screams Cy Young for him in the Yankee uniform. National League was a little bit tougher, but because I'm an old guy and I like old guys, Clayton Kershaw, the way he's gotten off to a start and what he's done for the Los Angeles Dodgers and what he just means for the Dodgers gets my vote. Now, for the biggest surprise, it's the Rays. No one expected them to have the best record in baseball right now. They just find ways to keep winning. They get big hits, and their offense and their pitching, even with the injuries, has held up. And then, of course, the disappointment, and it breaks my heart to say this, the Chicago White Sox. They just are under 500. They're charging a little bit here recently, but do they have enough to get to 500 and become relevant in what is a very weak American League Central?
All right, so let's do size. And we'll try and sneak in surprise and disappointment before more guest action. So let's throw up NL Cy Young. Right now, your leader in the clubhouse is Zach Gallen at plus 175, and then Strider at plus 240. After that, pretty big drop off. Gets to Kershaw plus 1100, Urias plus 2000. Same for Mitch Keller. Zach Wheeler's plus 2200, and Justin Steele at plus 2500. For me, I mean, and we're doing both here, right? We're looking at the quarter poll of who would win it in your mind, and then projecting forward. I really like Gallen.
I like him too.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. Obviously, he's our Jersey guy, but he keeps receipts.
Yeah, I love that.
I my phone right before I, get on the field and say, "All right, you're going to vote for my."
He's Mr. Consistent right now, man. He goes out there every fifth day and just does his job, dominates. I have plus 175. It's not much, but he would be my winner right now for sure. I mean, talk about Strider. He got hit a little bit last outing. I don't see Gallen. Gallen hasn't had that one outing where you're just like, oh, okay, never mind. No, he hasn't. He's been Mr. Consistent.
I mean, he's the Cy Young right now, yeah. At the quarter pole. Going on, again, you can't touch – I can't touch 175, and I'm not a Strider consistent type of fan. I just don't think he's going to – he needs a third pitch. He needs a third pitch to be in this category. He's here. I would put him farther down, Strider. He's had a great year so far, but to go the rest of the way, I don't have him. The guy on this list that I really like, Keller and Zach Wheeler, because if the Phillies are going to turn it around, which they have to, they're so fortunate that, you know, some of the coaches in Toronto are calling other coaches idiots and getting in the box, and the Mets are doing bad. The Phillies have kind of flown under the radar as a run differential team that's in the negatives and is supposed to be top of the division. And I think Zach Wheeler is one of the reasons, and he is a guy that's historically started slow, and then he's just going to – if he rides this team, and the guy we're about to have on in Nola, they ride this team to the playoffs, I think there's a Cy Young in his future.
Keller's sneaky because
He is.
he's going to be playing for a team, especially in the second half. Like, they're not playing for anything, and they'll keep him.
Yeah.
And it's not MVP. Sure, some people will make a case like, oh, he's not pitching in, quote, big games. But that generally is not what's looked at for that award, right?
More for MVP.
Yeah, more for MVP. So he can be on snooze control where you're a big shot team, right? Let's say you're, you know, the Phillies or the Dodgers, whatever. You're coming into Pittsburgh and you're like, all right, well, we're gonna knock this team down. You have the one day where you're like, oh shit, we just lost 2-1. Keller went 7. You know, he can do a lot of that, I think. If he's pitching like this, he's always had this stuff. He was a top pitching prospect. It took a while for him to turn it around, and I think the Pirates took it personal that so many pitchers have left that have been this guy, and they haven't been able to figure him out. So I think they're taking a lot of pride in saying, no. Mitch Keller is not going to join that list that's chunky. It's Maureen and
Thick.
Fox now. It's Cole, where guys leave and then they're Cy Young contenders. They're like, this is going to happen here, and they're doing it. They're developing him.
We will see.
I think. I think Mitch Keller is the fear I would have is how many times has he ever made 32 starts to win an award? How is he going to win 32 starts? I mean, how is he going to make 32 starts and never doing it before? We talk about the guy in the rotation, like that's an extra level of like not burden in the sense of like, oh, I can't handle this, but burden in the sense of I got to go out and I got to be the stopper. That's something that you kind of like you lean into in your second, third season. You've seen somebody else do it, and he's got to learn how to do that. So for future, if you want to give me plus 5,000 for next year, he's a Cy Young, I'll take it. Like, I think he's going to grow like that because he's an absolute hoss.
Yeah, and he did make 31 appearances, 29 starts last year, 23 the year before. And, I mean, that's it. I mean, before that, it was COVID, 5 starts, 11 starts. So he hasn't done it.
Real quick on that, too. He's got somebody to lean on now, too, as well, veteran pitcher and Rich Hill. So he's got a guy that he can talk to. He's never really had that kind of guy to lean on a little bit when he has success. And now this is his first year with monster success. He's throwing the ball well. Now, hey, you know, Rich, talk to me. You know, I'm feeling it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just to talk and go over like, hey, you've been here before.
Is Rich that guy?
He's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be.
That's why they paid him $8 million this year.
Right. Is he good with the young guys?
Yes.
No
Yes.
doubt.
He loves it. He loves going to those guys. Like he craves that, or from the interaction I've had with him, yes, that's what he craves. And I think it's something. They have a guy there now. If the Pirates want to trade him before he starts becoming valuable, but to me, lock him up right now. $63 million.
Yeah, there's been some rumors. There's
been
some chirping going on. I've seen some articles and stuff about it, but
they got Reynolds.
Yeah, they're gonna wait like they did with Reynolds.
No, don't
during the season. And you guys talked to this. I mean, during the season, that's got to be tough.
No, why would it?
Why?
Be?
That's what I want to ask Nola. I want to ask Nola that. I want to ask Nola.
It's your
that.
livelihood. It's like, man, if somebody wants to give me more money, okay, I'm going to keep doing my job, and then we'll talk about it afterward. Hey, did you hear anything? No, not today. We're going to talk in in 2 days. Boom, all right, I'll go back and pitch. I'll go back and hit. Like that shouldn't deter you from doing your job to the best of your ability.
I was obviously never in that situation.
No, me neither.
But to me, like, I think like guys think about their contracts. You don't pitch about your contract. You don't hit about your contract unless you don't have one. Like if you have one, there's a sense of, again, for me, it's way different. But if you have some sense of security, then you don't think about it. But if you're sitting there, if you're like, I'm not going to talk about it, I'm not going to negotiate, you're still thinking about it. Like, ooh, what if this thing starts to become something?
Yeah. And you're not talking to the home plate umpire like, man, I wish they'd figure out my job by now. Oh, let me give you. You're not going to. When you're giving a sign or you're playing defense, your mind is
not
on
a question.
what you're doing, trying to win a baseball game.
But is everyone like that? Because some guys go, I'm shutting it down when the season starts because it'll get in my head.
Some like talking about it. Some, take it out on the, when they play the game.
Right. Contract here for some guys is their
take it out on their dog. Poor dog.
Another lap.
Hey, did you know Rizzo has a dog, a little miniature?
Yeah.
But guess what the name is?
Anthony Rizzo's dog?
Yeah.
What?
Kevin.
Kevin.
What's the dog's name? It's Kevin.
I've never heard of a dog.
It was part of the. It was part of
the. Kevin, get over here.
It was part of the whole Aaron Judge negotiation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He
the
wanted
dog help.
Yeah, the Kevin and I'm forgetting Judge's dog's name.
I don't know.
But they wanted to still have play dates, so that's why Judge
That's the
resigned.
only way.
That was it,
Obviously,
right?
it was that was why. But and $360 million.
Yeah, and wanting to stay with the Yanks because he could have gotten more money elsewhere. No,
Yeah.
Right, for sure. But the dog Kevin helped with the negotiations.
Good old Kev.
Let's finish with AL Cy, and then if we have time, we'll do surprise and disappointment teams. Cole, Ohtani, pretty close right now, and Shane McClanahan. And then you start getting into plus 1,200, etc. So Luis Castillo.
Joey Ryan on there, man.
Ryan
Olympian.
1,800. He's pitching really well
Yes.
so far this year.
Why is Sonny Gray down so much? He's got the best ERA.
They're not
right?
projecting it, though.
No.
They don't believe
You're
it.
right. I mean, and Sonny, if you look at the first quarter of the season,
Yeah.
I'm still going Cole for the first quarter
Sure.
from
No,
a volume
I agree.
perspective.
I agree.
And looking at his strength of who he's facing, because that's going to be big nowadays.
No
too.
doubt.
But for me, I think they're just not believing in Gray going the whole season like this. There's some regression potentially involved there.
Yeah, I got
He's
you.
also not been the most durable pitcher. That's probably what it is.
Okay.
You played with him, right?
I did. And that's when he was really slow on the mound. And now, maybe, hey, listen, he was taking 30 seconds in between pitches. But now you get that speed up, not much more thinking going involved. I love that. And that goes for a couple players, like Marcus Stroman, same thing. So get the pitch and go. Like people like breathing, but it's work. It's work.
I think there's something with Sonny Gray that he worked really slow before.
Yeah.
But when I talked to him when we played together with the Yankees, and it's like, oh my goodness, it was so like he was like, he would call a cutter, and sometimes like halfway through my delivery, I'd be like, I'd want to throw a sinker, and I'm like, you want to do what? Like he was like 94, 97 at that time. He's like, I just want to be, athletic, which he's a super athlete, which I would touch that. I would touch plus. I just shifted it
2,000
plus 2,000. Why not?
Hey.
I think he's gonna end up
you
doing
better
better.
call Mama up and tell her you're about to spend $300-$400 on the one.
I'm only up to 200 so far.
I know there's more to come.
But what's great is the fact that I chose McClanahan and he's up at 450. I chose him at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
So if I miss on a couple of these, the guy that I really like here, Luis Castillo, because I think
Cambio.
I think the Cambio. I said it before with Strider. Like, he's a two-pitch guy. When you have an elite pitch like a changeup, it's way different than an elite pitch like a speedball at the top of the zone, a bangarang at the bottom of the zone, a curveball. Like that changeup, hitters want to hit. And you throw a pitch that's middle, they're like, I want it. Change the best pitch in baseball,
I hate
and
it.
he has probably the best one. Probably the best one. So at 1,200, that might be my other.
And that's a projection pick because first quarter of the season, I mean, current stats for him, and it's a 1.25 ERA plus is good. 3.31 ERA, 51 and 2/3 innings. It's good. It's not Cy compared to the guys he's going up against right now.
Against Cole, against McClanahan,
Against
but
Ohtani
like
even right
Could
now.
it be an MVP Ohtani, Cy Young Ohtani
No.
this year?
no,
Why not? I'm just
Why?
I'm
Because he's
just
not going to
throwing
give you enough innings.
he's not going to give you a Cy Young performance. If you just take his numbers next to all the other pitchers,
it out.
no.
Okay.
And it makes me sound like a hater.
I'm-
It makes me sound like one of the Boy Scouts, one of the scouts for an MLB team. Well, Shohei, it's not a Cy Young candidate. Like on each part of him on its own, not an MVP, not a Cy Young. And that's okay.
He's got better numbers than Castillo right now, though. Similar ERA. He's at 3.23. He's pitched
Absolutely.
53 innings.
He goes to the seventh inning every 6 days. He's going to end up with 29
A
starts.
lot of teams are doing that, though. There's a lot of guys that
Not
are
with these
stretching their
guys.
out.
Not with these guys. The guys he's going up against.
Yeah, not Cole.
Again. So who's he going up against? Is he going up against?
McClanahan does extra rest a lot.
He's going to get his
Most of his
32
career.
starts. They don't want him to go to 33 starts.
It's
So
a
he's-
lot of extra rest.
But he's going to get his
So far, I mean,
32.
obviously,
Shohei's going to get 29.
So those
Does
three
that
starts
matter?
Well, depends. Is Shohei does he go on a run and he's at a low 2s ERA and the next closest is high 2s and you go, he had 2-3 less starts, but man, his starts were dominant.
But where was his strikeout numbers?
We've seen guys that have not hit 30 starts in recent past that have won
Corbin
the Cy Young.
Burns didn't have the innings, and he
Right.
won the Cy Young, but he struck more people out in those innings. I don't think Shohei's going to have more strikeouts with less innings. He's going to have a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about who's going to be the top 4 at the end of the year, I just don't think his numbers are going to stand on its own as Cy Young. He'll get votes. He'll get a top 5 vote. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's there, which is crazy to say. Like a hitter that's going to end up with 35 bumps and possibly a below 3 ERA.
Yeah.
Again. Like,
ridiculous.
and then be a free agent. Like, talk about your platform
Oh my
year.
God.
That's why we started this show, just so that we could follow him and then his
That's
free
it.
agent year. I mean, in the wintertime, it's not like we're going to have nothing to talk about.
No.
We're going to have a lot to talk about the same dude over and over again until he signs. And he's not signing after like a few weeks. He's going to let that thing drag.
He's not taking the first call.
No.
Oh, $610 million and 5% of the team? Yeah, okay, fine. I'll take it. That's fair.
And a jet.
Jay,
yeah.
He's going to be over $600 million. It's
It's
going to
gonna
be
be awesome.
nuts, man.
Let's
Crazy.
do surprise and disappointment. So, and give me them quick. You can do both at the same time. Give me one surprise, one disappointment. You want me to start?
Yeah, you started up.
Okay, surprise for me, Texas Rangers. Seager just came back, so he's been gone most of the year. DeGrom's missing half the season already, right? He's giving you a few starts, and yet they're in first place.
They are.
We're at the top of the show saying how Altuve's back for an Astros team that didn't have him yet. I mean, they're missing their top 2 players. Semion's been awesome. He's actually in an MVP conversation for me because that's a guy, he's playing 162.
Oh, my gosh.
And he looks good because he had the super slow start and no pop at the beginning of last year and then obviously did what he should do. So for me, it's Texas because they also have some good pitching in the minor leagues that's going to come up and help them. I mean, they've been kind of rebuilding for a while now. So that gives you ammo, right? Oh, we need to call some guys up. We got them. Oh, we need to trade for some dudes because they need bullpen help at the trade deadline. We got it. We can do that. That's what's going to be big for me, right? And starting rotation-wise, Nathan Eovaldi's looking like one of the best offseason signings.
Yeah.
Dude's only, I think, 33 years old. He's not 37. I mean, he's got more in the tank, and he had a lot of missed time, which actually, for Texas, is a good thing. Less pull on the arm.
get him fresh.
Yeah, you got him fresher than, hey, Nathan Eovaldi I wonder what his innings look like compared to Madison Bumgarner right now.
And he's not even on that list right now either for Cy Young. So
You're right.
all good. Mine is my surprise is I don't know. I guess it's surprise in a way. It would be the Rays, just at how hot they came out. I mean, that was a surprise for sure. They came out hot, winning 13 in a row. I thought that was unbelievable for their part. They kind of cooled off a little bit, but they're still in cruise control. I know they lost 2 out of 3 from the Mets. That was a pleasant surprise if you're down there in Florida rooting for them. So that was a monster surprise. My disappointment will be the St. Louis Cardinals right now, even though yesterday they dominated and we saw what they can do. It's going to be down to the pitching right now if they can come through, and that's the bottom line there. They got to start picking it up. It's a long season, but again, the Rays, unbelievable, and St. Louis, they're on track to get going again.
The O's are a surprise. Maybe not to their clubhouse. Maybe not to Adley Rutschman-led O's, but you bring up Grayson Rodriguez. These guys are winning, and they are thriving in an AL East that is going to be so much fun.
Spicy.
Like real spicy. A all-run differential AL East. And so far, our guys in the green room waiting for us, my disappointment, at a minus 29 run differential and in 4th place in the National League East, the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
The Phillies. But as much of a disappointment, oh boy, when they get hot, hey baby, it's going to be hot.
They were streaky last
are going
year.
to be unbelievable.
And
they started slow,
yeah,
but they're
you
doing better than they
catch
were.
them at the right time.
Oh boy.
Like the playoffs.
Oh baby.
And then I'll just sneak in my disappointment team. I think this is going to surprise you. The Guardians. You know, the Guardians are only a half a game better than the Padres. I'm just surprised. I thought they were going to be better than this.
I felt like they were a corn flip team at the beginning of the season.
Really? Yeah. It's a bad division. I thought that they were going to be better. I don't expect a ton, but I'm like, they're 3 games under 500 right now.
For what, though?
Yeah,
what were they going to be better with? Bieber and
No, I know. They were good.
McKenzie?
They were much better than this last year, though. And they didn't do anything, but I'm like, they're all young. It's another year with them. So, just saying. All right. We got an announcement to make here on FT Live. Another giveaway. It's a big one. We're teaming up with BaseBLR. Big Instagram account. You can check them out. We're going to be doing segments with them once a week. Viral hit of the week, whatever the biggest buzz is on social, we'll go over it. We'll get the clip and we'll run it. And so to announce the partnership, we are giving away a signed Shohei Ohtani photo.
Woo, baby.
That ain't easy.
No, it's not.
He's not signing left and right. Okay? The giveaway kicks off tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So check out the photo. It's beautiful. Shohei's looking at us. He's taking a nice swing. There's 3 easy steps to win this signed picture. You follow the IG page, ours. Reply to the giveaway IG post by tagging a friend, and then we'll announce the winner next week. And it starts tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So hit up FT socials, throw a little comment in there, and then you're in the running for a signed Shohei photo, which you can look it up yourself. It's got value.
How many of those are out there right now? Who's giving away a Shohei signed photo right now? Giving it away. We're not auctioning. We're giving this John away.
Check our socials. We'll be posting it all day today before 7 o'clock. That's a really cool thing, man. I think my son's going to make an Instagram account tonight.
I was just going to say, I might have to reboot my Instagram account or something.
All good.
I mean, if you're getting Shohei's signature and he doesn't sign a ton, it's not like you're going to he's only signing the ballpark, like he'll sign a few baseballs.
He's got a lot to do.
You're not like bringing a photo and being like, hey, sign this. So it's rare, a photo or a card.
No
He's
doubt.
not signing those.
He's got a lot to do. He's got to go take BP and throw a bullpen. He ain't got time for signing.
No. I think we got a little Aaron Nola action now. Philadelphia Phillies pitcher joining us right now. Aaron, can you hear us? You got us good?
Sorry, I'm late.
No, you're
You're
good.
late. You're right on
man.
time.
How's life?
Good, man. Life is great. How about for you?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain over here. The only thing I'm going to complain about, I'm not going to say who on here, but there's only been 2 major leaguers, and this guy hasn't faced you. I'm 0 for 17 against you, bro, and I'm really still not happy about that. Now, I got the one hit by pitch. I don't know if you remember. I got hit by a pitch bases were loaded, and we did a base clearing double against you. And I know how mad you were. I was so happy because I finally got on base. But I don't know if you remember certain things like that. Do you remember that at all or no? Yes, it was a curveball. 0-2 curveball, but I'll never forget it. I kind of gave a little lean-in piece to it. I'm sorry about that. It's the only way I can get on base on it. And everybody always asks me, who's the toughest guy they're facing? I say you, and they're like, man, that really? I'm like, yeah, the guy's a freaking stud. What are you talking about?
I thought I saw a little lean.
Just a little lean-in piece, man. How's the nature of the Phillies doing right now, man? How's the boys doing in the locker room there?
I don't think we got there, Aaron.
Can you still hear?
Y'all hear
Thank
me?
you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can.
Got you now. Sorry, we're going in and out.
I hear you now. Are you in the Ozarks or something? Like, I know you're an outdoorsman. You're looking like a cleaned up homeless guy right now with that beard and the hair, but the audio was kind of brutal.
Yeah, what about now? Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Down in the tunnel on the ground right now.
Nice. Is it good to be back home after you're out in Colorado, which I know you'd rather be out in the mountains in Colorado, but you're back home?
No, it's back home. Colorado was nice weather. We're on the way to West month, so we're excited to be back.
I think we're gonna have to do another time with you, Aaron. Unfortunately, audio is not working too well, dude.
Grinder mode.
We'll try and kick it back.
We'll try to keep working on it.
Bring you back. Hey, this
All
is
right.
life.
Oh, no.
This is why we do this.
I don't know if it's
we're showing the real deal.
You look crystal clear. Now I'm going to be the tech guy. You look crystal clear. The connection is strong. It's just an audio hiccup going on.
Just an audio. That's all right.
Yeah. No.
Now? Good now or what?
We hear you, but then,
can roll with
you get,
as long as you don't bounce out.
we get deep, and then we lose you. So we'll
All right.
see how we do here.
He's going to go right into the dugout. You watch.
Aaron Nola giving us a tour.
Giving us a tour of the cage, see if Schwarber's in there already, whacking some baseballs. You know, he's probably in there playing ping pong. Who's the best? Once you get some audio, I want to know who the best ping pong player is in the Phillies clubhouse right now, because I saw some epic games last year when I was helping out with the team.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you still a little coffee. But let's see what you got.
Yeah.
You know.
Down here,
Yeah.
kind
And
of go up.
This is what's great about like making calls and like doing this. Like Aaron's taken out of his day right now to do this. Like he's gonna get lost in the abyss of the locker room, and now he's out in the hallway outside of the locker room, and sometimes he's got that's the Fanatics. He's showing us. You guys can't see it right now, but he's showing us the Fanatics 4-wheeler. Are you back, Nola? Are you gonna ride on the 4-wheeler?
I think, Aaron, we'll try and hit you back or reschedule, dude.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Yeah.
Good luck in the next start, kid.
It happens. Yeah, nothing you can do, man. Sometimes that's what happens. That's why you got to be ready for change.
I will give them this. They freaking spent. They got players coming in. So sometimes that Wi-Fi bill comes and you just forget about it.
Why are you talking so soft right now? You afraid to talk now?
He's pretty close. He wasn't sure if some Wi-Fi in here was gonna.
Yeah, listen.
We want to overmodulate for anyone.
Overmodulate. Throw us some audio.
Yeah, we'll work on getting Aaron back at some point, but. No, I think the connection was fine. Just we'll try with Bregman later and see what's going on here. Obviously, appreciate everyone sticking with us. First time show hitting the road.
It's still all worth it, man.
Yes,
stuff
absolutely.
happens. Make the adjustment. That's all.
Hey,
pinch hitter. Let's go.
You don't why is it called a pinch hitter? A pinch runner.
I don't know.
Like my daughter's 10.
Yeah,
in a pinch, we need him in a pinch.
Yeah.
We need this runner in a pinch.
That's a great
I mean,
question.
I don't know the origin, but that's my guess.
Like I need an origin story. My 10-year-old daughter,
Chad,
Yeah.
why
watching
do
the
you call
game.
pinch hitter?
Avery she goes, why do they call it a pinch hitter?
Because she probably doesn't know that phrase in a pinch.
Oh, she does.
She does?
I don't know.
No, she
She's
doesn't.
smart.
But that's an old.
Believe
school
me,
phrase.
she's smart. She
Hey,
could.
that's
I'm
my
not
daughter.
questioning her IQ.
No,
on
she
the
is
test
smart.
scores.
She is like her mother.
In a pinch? I don't know. Do kids know?
You don't think that's-
kids don't use that phrase? No,
No, they don't. They'll never.
no. Kids probably think pinch. Like, oh,
want a pinch?
Yeah. What is that? The
Yeah.
guy's annoying. He pinches people. He comes off the bench.
But a pinch hitter, yeah. Like this guy comes in, hey, you gotta go hit.
Let's go. Wake up.
Were you a good pinch hitter? I bet
That's
not.
a really good question. I don't think I was.
Starters are rarely good pinch hitters.
Don't say that.
Very true. It is so
I
true.
got to find those numbers out. That's a good question.
Because you guys have a routine, and it's like it's okay. You know, I'm gonna hit 280, I'm gonna hit 260 with a 330 on base percentage. Us bench guys, we're like this. We're like, oh gosh, we
Yeah.
got to get this done early.
Oh yeah.
It's got to happen.
Talking
And then-
about. Oh, sorry.
No, and then that's when they get the good pinch
Talking about
hits.
pinch hitting, Anthony Volpe pinch hit the other day, and I was telling the boys, Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, to be ready for that first pitch fastball. Miguel Tyler always told me, if you get that first pitch fastball as a pinch hitter, do not take it. And he took it right down the plate, ended up striking out. I'm not saying that's why he struck out, but at the same time, I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is it. You get that one pitch you're trying to get over, you got to crush that thing. Hit it foul down the line or something.
It could be the reason he struck out because you don't strike. People are like, oh man, you know, I could never hit the curveball. That's why I didn't make it to the big leagues. Like, well, you stopped playing in 12th grade, so that's probably not why. But I couldn't hit the curveball either. You know how I got hits? I hit the fastball right
Yeah.
before the curveball.
Two things. How do you hit the curveball?
You hit the fastball
Don't miss
before
the
it.
fastball.
Right.
And then I got my first hit as a pinch hitter, actually. It's funny that we bring that up.
There you go.
Hit a line drive base hit to right field against the Braves, and they took me out and said, all right, see you later.
Go get your lineup card.
Yeah. First time I got called up, I was in Louisville, an hour before the game. So, hey, Grace, got rolling. You know, Miguel Tyler got hurt. No, so it's an hour and 45-minute drive. It took me about an hour and 15. Got there in the fourth inning. I got dressed, came out there. He goes, oh, you're pinch hitting. Next inning, pinch hit, get the single. Go back in the dugout. I knew I wasn't playing again, so I went back in.
Did you take your jersey off? Did you put your turfs on?
No, I was just like this. Come on, guys. Here we go. That was my first time. Being called, or second time being called up, but my first at bat was struck out and then I got sent down. It was the weirdest thing in the world, man.
Oh, that's it.
What? I got called up in Philly.
Mm-hmm. This was your debut.
Debut. Got called up. Struck out. Bat flew in the stands. My first ever swing.
Shocker.
Next day, I got 3 bus loads coming up from Tom River, an hour drive. Dusty brings me over. He goes, oh, Bronson Royal, and when 1 and 3rd, we're bringing up another pitcher. Sorry. I'm like, hey, Mom. Yeah, I'm going back down.
Turn the Wawa around.
Oh, man. You know, it was
3
that
bus
hurt.
loads.
I was pissed, man.
Were they already on their way?
No, it was like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So, but I was pissed. Went back down, struggled a little bit, and then got called back up and never looked back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, hey, friends, fam, appreciate you guys. Sorry about blowing up your day, but you had another. How many games you play in the bigs?
Over 1,000, I think.
You had over 1,000
Yeah.
chances after that. So
No.
my bad on that one.
11 years, give or take. Yeah.
Definitely
That was
1,000.
1,400.
Todd,
Now you got to look it up.
Obviously,
You gonna get-
I'm gonna confirm it while you guys are talking. That's
You gonna get
I
that?
got 1,000 hits, and I played over 1,000 games. Yeah.
Are you gonna get that? Give me that money back for the ticket I bought?
Yeah,
Yo, you were supposed to play that second day.
Exactly.
Hey, if
yeah.
not, it's my cousin's birthday. Give me a ball.
Yeah, it could be a ball. Here you
Give
go.
me this your ball.
1244.
I'm gonna need that back.
1244. No. Bro, every time you hold this ball, you can't see it. It's amazing.
Hey, well,
do you hear the people in the background here, which I love here at the Borgata?
getting after it.
Let's go. Like, over there's some horse racing going on. Like, I'm hearing you talking. I'm like, did he win? Like in my mind, I love every second of this.
No, every once in a while, yeah, you'll hear yelling, and you get up, you're like, what was that?
Exactly.
It's like, oh, let's go. Same thing here tonight, obviously. And again, having a great time here at the Borgata. First time show hitting the road for FT Live. We'll be doing this frequently. And at some point, we'll give you the schedule coming up. So if you want to come say hello, I'm going to stick around here some of the nights and, throw a little money down on some games, have a good time.
Yeah.
I actually just put one down for I got my first slip of the year here. My son's team, the Chiefs, to win the Super Bowl again. So
And some chips. You got some
I got a
chips
couple
right
chips.
there.
What
I
are
don't want wifey to see this though. Sorry.
Keep it on the table.
She's not subscribed.
She's not subscribed.
What-
No,
what
she
are
definitely
the-
is subscribed.
What was the Chiefs?
It was 6.5 to 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Plus 650 to win.
something like that.
Yep. There you go. I mean, it's early.
What a
I would
math.
love to see some locks of the day. Oh, we.
So while we have a moment here, tell me about, because you were locked in on Yanks Rays.
Yeah.
Tell me about how much fucking fun it was to cover that series.
It
That was
was
the series of the year in
unbelievable.
terms of drama.
Listen, the drama that ensued, the whole situation with Judge's eyes. I mean, at first you're like, oh no, there's nothing going on, and then you keep replaying the video and over, and maybe there was something going on.
But what was going
but
on?
It's not illegal. That's the part about baseball. Listen, I've done it before. Like in minor league ball, I had a coach at first said, "Hey, Frazier, I don't do this for everybody, but I got the catcher sign." I said, "Okay, what are you going to do?" He goes, "If I keep my hands on my hips, it's a fastball. If I go down and hold my knees like I'm ready to get in squat position, it's off speed." And I'll be here like, think, "Oh my God, first pitch was spot on." I'm like, "All right, I'm in." Hit a double. I'm like, he's like, I don't. We kept talking. Like, I don't know how many more times we did this. I let's just keep going.
Yeah.
I did really well that series. That's not our fault.
No,
If the
that's
catcher's going to widen his legs, but they're doing pitch count too. So this is the weirdest part about it. So that's why I was like, listen, it can't be. He's not giving a sign.
No, it wasn't
He's
the catcher,
giving
though.
location.
no. Did you
No.
see Ken Rosenthal?
I don't believe that. I
Really?
think that was a cop out. I think that was a cop out because he got
I
sent
spoke to a
down.
lot of Blue Jays about it.
I believe you. I believe you. But
He's got a tip. They knew it. That's why they optioned him. They're like, "That's not working, dude."
Okay.
And he's been shuffling up and down.
Not the tip that the pitcher said it was.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, the article, you were reading the article from Ken.
Jay Jackson had a tip.
Yeah, I read the. I read it, and of course, I just
don't
think the
believe
Blue
it.
Jays are copping out because I think Kurt was setting up early, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
But
That's fair.
But it could be like.
But he wasn't setting up.
No, he set up. He set up, and he was like this for like 6-7 seconds. One pitch. We narrowed it down, and we're looking. We're like, dude, if you're setting up that far outside, and you're setting up low with your glove, for me, that's off speed. I don't know.
Why is he setting up early?
I maybe he thinks that nobody can see the sign and it doesn't matter.
Well, also
I'm not 100%
location's
sure.
huge. I've spoken to a few managers over the last few years. Location's huge. You're setting up late as you can, no?
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
Even maybe moving out and then moving back in.
exactly.
yeah. But here's the thing: if he's tipping pitches, why is Judge looking in the dugout or looking?
Well-
somewhere
No.
else?
It wasn't. Judge didn't read the tip of the pitches. Somebody told him what the tip of the pitch was.
Yeah, but why was he? What was he doing?
You're saying
for?
that
He did it a couple
that's
times.
what Kratz said. He goes, the eyes looked like they were going to the dugout,
That's
not
what
to first base coach.
That's what I thought too.
Now that's illegal, which I found out and I didn't know.
You can't go dugout for any kind of sign stealing.
No,
tipping,
You can go to the coach.
It's got to be on the field.
So you got to be sure you're saying he was looking in the dugout before you're
Right, and
actually
that's
saying.
that's what he said. So
Like you can't that's not. But it
And that-
definitely
that's
wasn't
hard
him
to
telling
do.
people
No.
to stop chirping. Come on, come on. You're part of the Yes Network, so you gotta toe the company line.
No,
there's not a company line. It's just a matter of
because this is game stuff.
it's the game within the game, and I don't care who you are. I'm trying to get an edge legally. I'm trying to get an edge.
Fair.
If a catcher's giving a sign up at the runner's on second base, and he's giving you a sign, I got it. Shit, come
We're
on, man.
we're
It is-
whacking.
It is what it is.
We're definitely whacking if that's happening.
Yeah, no
Mm-hmm.
doubt. So that's a problem on the Blue Jays, and that needs
Yeah.
to be fixed.
Yeah, no doubt. I love the energy from both sides.
Yeah, and then Pete Walker going at it with Luis Rojas, and then Pete Walker and
And then Aaron Boone,
Aaron Boone's like, "Oh, sit down. You're crazy, dude."
he said,
Oh,
"You're crazy.
You're
Crazy, man." kind of like the
Old school.
crazy man, old
Hey,
school.
let's bring on our
Like a
guest.
dog
He's
in the
hanging. He's listening right now. Alex Bregman from the Houston Astros swinging by. What's going on, Alex? How you been, man?
Doing great, guys. How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. Living the life right now. Everything's good. How's the season going for you? And obviously, we talked about this at the top of the show. Your boy Altuve is coming back tonight. Good timing.
Great timing, yeah. It's awesome. We're going to get a huge boost of energy from him. Not only energy, but perennial MVP candidate back in the lineup today. So we're all excited. Everyone here is fired up. I mean, we should have a pretty loud crowd tonight cheering him on in his return.
How does this go? So give us like the inside, the clubhouse situation of, one of your franchise players coming back to the squad. Like, are there texts coming in when he walks into the clubhouse? Whoever's in there for a second, like big hugs, maybe even like a little kind of fake clap. Like, here he is, 2 months late. Let's go.
Well, we all got the text this morning. Everybody was fired up. The text was just a picture of the lineup, and it was him in it leading off. So everybody was fired up. I think we've been expecting him to be back here soon, just because his first batting practice he took on the field after breaking his thumb. The first swing he took, he hit an oppo bomb. So we can't wait.
Hey, we're over here at the sports book here at the Borgata. I'm watching some horses. The people are going crazy watching the horse races. I know don't you have like family racing in your blood?
Yeah.
You breed horses and stuff like that. I know
Yeah,
you would love it over here.
We just had a horse win a stake race and win and get into Royal Ascot in England. So we're excited about that, and we have a few horses. We had one run on Derby Day named Golden Sombrero. I named him Golden Sombrero like 4 punch outs, hoping it'd be reverse psychology, but it didn't work. We lost. But we have some good ones. We got Baby Got Backspins about to run at Churchill Downs in Kentucky. So we got a few good ones.
Do you get on any of those horses and get for a ride, or you can't say right now, right?
Hell no, I'm way too scared to do that. I'm probably too heavy too.
Oh yeah, all that muscle, all that off-season workout you've been doing. Did you say this horse's name? That horse's name was Baby Got Backspin?
Yeah, Baby Got Backspin. She's good. We got Baby Got Backspin. I got one named Kodiak Wintergreen. We got some good ones. The one I own with Marisnik, Cadillac Candy. We try and have fun with the names for sure.
Who came up with the names?
Well, some of them are myself, some of them are my wife. Jake will help us out. It's been fun. Most of them we just use like kind of some names that have been in their family and have some fun with it.
What's one name that you guys are like, you know what? I don't think we can do that one. Like that you really liked though.
There's been a lot that my wife's just been like, no, not happening.
Give us one.
I almost got so like Kodiak Wintergreen, for example, we named a filly after chewing tobacco, but her dad's name was Kodiak. He's a famous horse in Ireland, and he's a beast. And I was like, babe, Kodiak Wintergreen, that fits perfectly. And she almost even axed that one. But we had one horse, the horse that actually just won. We ended up naming him No Name Met. He only has one testicle, so I was going to name him No Name Nut, but my wife said, nope, not happening.
One Nut Nelly.
Does that affect his performance? And also, like, stud is a big part, right? I don't know horse racing that much.
No,
but, right?
No,
like,
so he could still be a stallion when his career's done. All you need is one.
All you need is one.
Human experience, I know. I just want to double
You're
check.
saying there's a chance.
Oh my goodness.
That's good shit. I like that.
Hey, let me talk to you. So here these guys laughed at me, but I had Jose Abreu as my MVP.
No, home run derby champion.
Home run derby champion. I'm sorry. I had him leading the league in home runs this year, man. Tell my boy when you get in there, Frazier needs at least one tonight. Please pick me up. God almighty.
He's got you.
Okay, good.
I think he's about to get hot. And as you know, with him, as soon as he gets hot, he doesn't stop. Like
no, he doesn't.
If you look over the last few years, as soon as he's gotten hot, he's such a good hitter. He's able to maintain it for for so long. So, I mean, he has an incredible work ethic, great teammate, and he's working his tail off every single day. So I'm excited for him and for the rest of the year.
All right, Breg, first question. Yes or no, because we play this a lot because I played with 793 different people. Did you and I play together ever in our careers?
Yes.
Wow.
And
go ahead.
And you're famous for the running out trip during the. I mean, it's talked about. It's still talked about in our clubhouse. We're still talking about that.
It's viral too. It went viral again because Kratzy's obviously hosting the show every day, so he gave us the full breakdown of it. And then Kratz is more famous around his town and with the kids that he coaches for being a viral TikTok star because he broke down the clip and it's got millions of views.
But he wasn't on the team. He wasn't on the team when I did that. He came to the Sexhibition games at the end of the spring training, right when I got traded, and then they fired him. They sent him down to the bushes for more seasoning / control manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Got them. You signed that contract. Appreciate the $30 million you're making this year, Breg. But so he wasn't technically on the team, so that's why I didn't know if he would remember me because he was just a Mike Trout lookalike, sitting in the dugout. And I remember watching him take ground balls, and I was like, "Dang, that sucks." They already have Correa at shortstop. Where's this guy going to play? And Hinch and I were talking about it. He goes, he'll probably play third base. So all that to be said, now it's going to be time to toot the horn. I did a little number stuff, and I want you to tell me if this person could be better than the next person, all right? Just listen, okay? This is all playoff numbers.
Okay.
All right? 32 doubles, 20 homers, 61 RBIs, and it made the playoffs every year. These are all playoff numbers. Made playoffs every year for the first 13 years of his career, except for the first season. Is that a pretty good season? I mean, a pretty good career?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to tell you exactly half the amount of doubles, 16 doubles, 15 pumps, and 47 stakes, and has made the playoffs every single year, except for the first year of his career. Is that a pretty good playoff career?
Yeah.
The first one is Derek Jeter. The second one is Alex Bregman.
Let's go.
You guys are primed. You guys are primed to make the playoffs every single year of your career. Are you Derek Jeter if you continue what you're doing?
Oh shit, Jeter is one of my childhood idols, and honestly, like you said, being here and having the opportunity to play in the postseason that many years in a row, and being able to play with great teammates, it's just allowed for that opportunity to happen so far. So hopefully we can keep it rolling, keep going to the many postseasons. But that's crazy to even think about.
You've never not been to the playoffs yet in your career, right?
His first season.
First season?
His team, they didn't make it.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I think we were like 3 games back that year.
Okay. Wow.
Started slow. It was because I was on the team. Then they fired me, and then they got hot.
There you go. Hey, I want to sidetrack for a second here. I know there's something you want to give us more info on is Rich Dower. Can you give us the story and what you guys are putting together for him?
Yeah, so Richie's been battling. He's unbelievable baseball guy, unbelievable guy. He was on our world championship team as our first base coach, and he's fighting for his life, and we're trying to make as big an impact as possible and try and help his family out with all the medical coverage. So a lot of the guys have been helping him from around the league. Honestly, it's been an incredible amount of support from players that know him or have heard about him or just part of the baseball family. And yeah, I would love. I'm gonna post a link to my social media after this again, so people can check it out and see how to help Richie. So he's unbelievable. He's a great guy, and he's been fighting hard for a while now.
Have you spoken to him? How are his spirits?
I haven't. I actually spoke to his family, and Jeremiah Randall, our trainer, keeps all of us up to date. Maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, he sends us an update on how he's doing. So everyone who he's touched, which is so many people, are kind of in the loop, knowing how he's doing.
Hey, communication wise, because yeah, you mentioned a lot of people around the league are helping out. What's your communication like with other players around the league during the season? Like, are you in any text groups, text chats? And, you know, obviously we spoke to a lot of guys during the World Baseball Classic too, and they make friends and then they go off to spring training and there's new relationships going on. Like, I've heard actually, because Kyle Tucker was on the WBC team for Team USA, they said he's like the sneaky, like, meme guy that, you know, he's not the loudest dude in the clubhouse, but then he's dropping the funniest memes. So who are you talking to besides obviously your teammates?
Well, I think there's probably a handful of guys probably on every team, really. Yeah, I talk to a lot of guys across the league and kind of just check in, see how they're doing. Even if it's not even talking baseball, just talking as friends and just seeing how they're doing, how everything's going. I mean, there's probably guys on every team across the league, and then obviously when they come into town. Or we go see them at their place. So we always catch up, and whether we go out to eat or hang out at the ballpark, I feel like that's part of the MLB like family brotherhood.
Hey, I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. You excited for fantasy football this year coming up, or what? Are you going to be in any other different leagues? Or are you sticking with the one you're in right now?
Is he in the Trout League?
Are you in the Trout League?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I won it 2 years ago, and then last year I switched my whole strategy up. All I did was take running backs the year before. I took like 5 running backs, the first 5 picks that I had, and I got ridiculed for it, and then ended up winning the league. The next year, I'm like, all right, well, I don't know if that strategy is really going to work again, so I'm going to start taking receivers. And I went 1 in, I want to say 14 or 15. I don't even know how many games it was, but I went 1 in 15 this last year. Finished last place. I'm happy that the last place didn't have to do something like take the ACT or do something silly like the last place finisher always has to do, because this was my one and only year finishing last.
Was there a punishment?
There was no punishment this year. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but there was no punishment. Either it's like normally it's like pay double, or like you got to do a favor for everybody in the league, or you got to go bat boy spring training. Something like that. I remember Zach Greinke, like year 27 in the league, bat boy in our spring training game in 2019 because he finished last. But,
what did you change up? I mean, we know what you did before. You did the running backs. What did you change up this year that sucked?
I took all receivers. It was bad. It was terrible. I went straight away from my strategy. I think I took Cooper Kupp in the first round. He ended up getting hurt, I think. There was a few guys that didn't end up doing it and didn't end up panning out. But you know what? That's part of fantasy football. That's the fun of it. So I'll have to regroup, bounce back, and get after it this year again.
What you need to do is you need to name your team everyone else's money, because you still have everyone else's money from the year before. So you can still tell them that you're reigning over top of them. House money.
Yes.
House money. Hey, tell me about meeting Lil Wayne.
Yeah, dude. I did not expect. Like, I don't know what I really expected. He was the coolest dude ever. He was awesome. I mean, obviously, we've all listened to him since we were growing up. I was listening to him in 7th grade, and he was everyone's favorite rapper. I mean, he's one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. And he came in. He was so genuine with everybody on the team. He was like just so thankful and appreciative of being in the clubhouse and talking to all the guys, and invited everybody to go to a show after. And Lance actually gifted him a chain that had like the World Series logo on it and his name on it. And he's like, dude, I'm a Red Sox fan, but I also am now an Astros fan too. So it was cool meeting him, and we've actually had a lot of cool people come around the clubhouse this year. Travis Scott was in the other day, and 50 Cent was in. We've had like everyone's favorite rappers in the clubhouse this year, so it's been fun.
That's sick. Is it cool that I don't remember who it was. Someone was like, "Yo, he knows me." Okay, right? Like he was going up, like, "What's up, Brad? What's up, LT?"
Oh, that was Lil Wayne.
That was Lil Wayne,
he
right?
Was like, he showed up and he was like, "What's up, Tiger?" And I was like, "Holy shit, you know me?"
That's pretty cool.
Hey, what? Okay.
Hey, what's it like playing for Dusty, man? I got to play with him for 5 years, man. That was probably the best manager I had, man. I would love to hear your thoughts about playing for good old Dusty.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, he is a baseball lifer. He loves baseball. He loves the game. He loves his team. He's like ride or die. He's with the guys every single day, grinding it out. He's your biggest fan. Every time you step up to the box, he's pulling for you. He's got your back at all times, and I think he believes in his players. Like, it doesn't matter if you're playing well or not playing well. He believes in you. And he'll ride with you always. So I think that's one of the reasons why he has 2,000 plus wins in the big leagues. And obviously last year winning his first championship, that was freaking awesome.
And also, you know, he's got those wristbands with his face on them, right? I used to wear those Mims bands, man. Mims, that was the coolest thing. Eric Davis got me on that, and so did Dusty. You ever think about calling James up and getting a couple of Mims bands or no?
I need to. Dusty tells me they got hits in them, so I gotta go get them.
I went 29 and 29 my second and third year. So I got a different one. Almost hit 40. I'm like, all right, man, I just got to keep rolling with these bad boys.
Hey, how'd you throw a bat and hit a homer in this? That was crazy.
Dude,
please explain.
It was
that's called staying through it.
You know, you had your little league coach. He would say, throw the bat head to the ball. So basically, I just threw the bat head to the ball, man. Fundamentals 101. None of this launch. I see if I did the launch angle thing, I mean, the ball would have went through my arm. So chopping wood, throw the hands to the ball, it slipped out of my hands, hit it 375, man. That's how they teach it, right?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Has anyone else ever done that ever?
No, I don't think so.
Right?
No.
I don't think so. That was out of my hands.
I've seen some broken bat homers.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've ever seen a thrown bat homer.
Nope.
Totally accidental. Totally accidental.
Hey,
Well, what
Alex,
was it, a changeup?
yeah, what pitch was it?
Yeah, it was Jamie Moyer, and he was throwing like 84 top.
Just
I think it was like 76. I don't even know how I got that much
It's ridiculous.
speed onto the ball. It was so slow. Appreciate it, though.
Hey, I want to ask you about thoughts on new rules this year. Are you enjoying it? Obviously, I think guys were like a little hesitant coming into the season. Oh, I see a face. So, okay, let's just your commissioner, your rules guy. What do you like? What don't you like? Just in general about the game right now.
I mean, I love the game. I mean, it's exciting. There's so many great players across the league. I think I would like about 3 to 5 more seconds with nobody on base. I think with people on base, 20 seconds is perfect. I think, honestly, one thing that I think is pretty awesome is how your body feels after the game because you're not on your feet for as long. I feel like more guys are going to be able to play 162 and not have to have an off day here and there. I wish it was like 3 to 5 more seconds. That's about that as far as the pitch clock. The bigger bags, that's fine. I think there's going to be a lot of stolen, but it's really hard to stop the running game right now. There's a ton of stolen bases going on. You have to really be quick to the plate.
There's a lot of stolen bases going on. We got bagels in your category. What's going on, dog?
Have you seen me run?
Yeah, I've seen you run. It's short. It's like you don't get the long strides. You look like one of the mascots running out before the football game. Like they're just like you can run. I mean, run slow. I mean, You gotta get me one before the All-Star break.
Now that Tuve's back, maybe I'll get a trail. Maybe I'll get a trail stolen base.
Okay. So he'll take third, and you'll get in behind him.
Oh my God, I stole a few in college and stole a few early on, but I think I don't run smooth enough. I got to figure out my running this off season.
You gotta figure. Yeah, I need one bag in the next week. That's all I need.
17 and 17, 10 and 18.
Like you got it. Don't sandbag us. 4.5 inches. That's a lot, man. That's huge.
I think I got like 2 in the World Series. I gotta check. I think I got 2 in the World Series, but I hadn't stole a base since like May in 17, and then in Game 7, I just decided I was like, all right, I'm gonna run.
You were just beamed out of your mind. You were just like, I'm just gonna go.
That's the ultimate setup.
That is the ultimate
sneak attack. Once in a while, sneak attack.
You were slow playing them for sure.
You have to when you top out at 27 miles an hour.
Believe me, I know about that.
Me and Maldonado need a race.
Don't do that. Don't do that to Martine. Don't do that to him. My guy's back there.
Dustin got the best catching arm in the league.
That dude's back there with the machete. Just let him do what he does. Don't bring his running into it.
And he catches like 150.
Hey, were you watching any of the Yankees Blue Jays series this past weekend? Obviously, you got games.
I watch a lot. I watch a lot of the other games, but this last weekend I really wasn't. I've been kind of focused on my own swing. I need to clean my own swing up.
You need to clean it up.
I've been grinding to start the year, but I heard this show is going to bring me some mojo.
Oh, hell yeah. We have been.
For sure. Sorry about that round tripper you're going to get tonight.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
My bad.
Just right in the box. Just give us a little head tap when you go around third. That's all you need. Because we'll put you on top. All right?
We're pretty consistent lately.
That's what it is. But, hey, did you see the whole peekaboo with Judge peeking into the dugout kind of thing?
Yeah.
Do you feel like, what?
Or to the first base coach.
Yeah, or to the first base coach. I shouldn't have said to the dugout, but to the first base coach. What do you feel about the gamesmanship there?
I don't know. I think don't give away location or don't show the grip or don't do something different. Like, that's how I feel about it. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a tip, right? Like if you catch a tip, why not?
100%. 100%. I don't fault anybody.
What about? Did you see also? Are your guys pitching wise worried at all about the sticky stuff checks? Because like Herman got busted the other day. We have Scherzer on this show all the time, and he 2 days before that whole thing happened, and obviously, I mean, I don't know how well you know Max. He's like, I swear on my kid's life, I'm just using rosin and sweat. It's like we've had probably. We have 2 players on a day, and I would say at least half of them have brought up, like, and I know you're a position player, but they're like, I just don't know what I'm allowed to do and not do.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, yeah, I have no clue.
You could be like, I'm a position player.
How the checks go, when they do it, anything like that. But, yeah, I have no real idea.
No, fair.
He's not really talking rules and stuff. Rules are going to be rules. It is what it is.
Well, also he's not a pitcher, so I mean, technically, he doesn't play. Like Trevino yesterday was on with us, and he was like, "You know why it's not a problem?" He's like, "It's only on 2 dudes right now." And he's like, "Most of the rest of the league, they don't have to deal with it because it didn't happen with them." You know what I'm saying? So it happens. All right, give me.
I feel like that's hard to do. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like it's hard to figure out. If I would be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do or not.
To police it, yeah. And also just the barometer has been weird for how to check it. But all right, lastly, let's finish with this. So give me what have you done so far today? Like what's your daily schedule and how much has it changed in the last few years, especially with little Knox running around?
No, it's changed a bunch, honestly. I woke up this morning, got some breakfast, hung out with Knox and my wife Reagan, and we actually filmed something for the Preakness we were talking about horse racing earlier. We did a little thing for the Preakness with NBC, and then physical therapist came over to the house. We did our daily like routine, like little treatment, get prepped, primed for the game, and then drove over here, and now getting a little bit mojo on the show with y'all.
Let's go.
And what do you got in the cup there? Is that straight black, or we got?
This is Maven Coffee. This is Lance McCullers' new coffee. He just got it in the clubhouse for all of us, so it's cold brew. Yeah, this I told Lance once I started drinking his Maven this last series, I started getting some knocks. So I'm very superstitious.
You can't tell.
Is it good? I'm a huge cold brew guy. I mean, you guys know.
You got it all.
This is the best coffee I've had. I've been on Starbucks for like the last long time, but this is Lance's new coffee, and it's legit.
Is it so? Just give me more details. Is it a shop or like?
He's opening up a shop here in Houston, and then I think they're putting it in grocery stores and everywhere. But he's opening up like a coffee shop that turns into like a nightclub.
What?
I think so. I think it's like coffee to wine, back to coffee the next morning. Something like that.
Sounds like
a speakeasy.
Yeah, it sounds like 1980s in the big leagues.
All right. Well, I think we might have Lance next week. So good. We got some good juice for it.
Need him,
dude. Enjoy. Great having you on. Enjoy the weekend because it's gonna be big.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, of course. Come back soon, man. Anytime, dude. Alex Bregman and Houston Astros with us. I didn't know some of the guys. I mean, obviously, I like you guys to let the world know what's big in the sport. Coffee is huge in baseball. Huge.
Anything with a kick or energy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's huge in the world.
In general. I'm not.
You don't drink any coffee?
No, I can't. Really? You know what it is? I'll tell you, long story short, I used to drink 2 big Red Bulls in AAA before every game for about no, listen, this is great, for about 2 months straight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, after a month, 3 weeks, I just like drank it just for the taste of it, you know? It doesn't give you the kick anymore. I like the all of a sudden.
You got the tolerance.
I'm getting kind of addicted to this caffeine, and I'm like, I'm trying to stop. I got these nasty tension headaches. Long story short, when I was swinging, I would get a headache on swing, and it would be the worst thing in the world. We couldn't figure it out. Stop with that. I got a couple trigger point injections in my head, and it went away like 2 days later. And I never, I don't get them all the time, every blue moon.
Migraine.
Yeah, just bad, man. I'm like, I'll have like a Pepsi or something, but I know I can only have like one, and then I have to take like 5-6 days off. Like, I'm real nervous about taking it now.
Coffee really makes you nervous.
I don't touch coffee.
Putting needles in your head, I'd stop it too.
Oh, it would freeze. I'm telling you, man. The doctors up there, they know what they were doing.
I feel like sometimes coffee is. I used to call it an event because I wouldn't drink coffee either because I would just get so skeeted. But because I was, especially on the day I'm playing, I'm like, oh man, did you drink coffee? No, I didn't drink any coffee. Like I'm playing. But
this is organic energy, right?
Some guys down like 6 to 8 cups.
I've seen 6 to 8 Red Bulls from some guys.
But then there's also dudes. A lot of the guys, majority of the guys, they're like, they'll just have their cup of coffee and they're like, it's like an accessory.
Yeah.
It's like the sliding pad we talked about yesterday that sits in the back of the high school player's pocket the whole game. It's like, well, that's not doing anything.
No, just for looks.
Coffee it's just for looks. It's like, oh, what'd you say? Yeah, I'm tired. And it's just.
I see the guys on the field before the game all the time. Like I'll be there in the morning, and it's
the only time where I would take the shot of the coffee, the Cuban coffee. Where would you get that nice little Cuban shot?
Miami.
Miami, of course.
Yeah,
they would pour it out of the pot. Everybody pass it around. Everyone's boom. I'm like, oh, how we doing? Let's go.
Yeah, you need a little extra boost when you got to put it over those walls. That's a pitcher's park right there.
It's better now, but that was big.
Yes,
that was big. Raul Ibanez used to make. That's what I was thinking you were thinking of. But Raul used to make.
Maybe it was Raul.
Cuban coffee, but down in Miami. Yeah, the clubhouse they would make
Miami,
it too. But
Cuban coffee.
He'd be in the back there just burning the sugar.
You know how like in Portugal, it's cheaper for wine than water. It's like in Miami, you get Cuban coffee.
Cubano.
And when you have it for the first time, like I wasn't a coffee drinker until the last few years, but I had a Cuban coffee. I was working for the Miami Heat. And they're like, oh, just try this. And I was like, vroom.
Now playing for your Miami Heat. No, that's good
Exactly.
stuff, man.
All right, let's do our picks
Let's take 'em
and then
up.
slap some hands. So, time for Fridays
Kratzy.
Locks, presented by BetMGM. We got to get back on track. I'm struggling right now, and I'm going to point it out. I tried to get cute with a parlay because we only had 2 games to choose from last night. Obviously, I hit on St. Louis and LA. I hit on that game in 5 minutes, but New York and Toronto didn't get to where I needed to. So that's an L. Nestor Cortez did not allow more than 5.5 hits. There was more pitching. There was better pitching than AJ and me thought there would be early on in that game between the Jays and the Yanks. But Kratzy over here.
Kratzy. Sure, he's still down the shit.
I know. He
ton.
is
I
down
mean,
a shit ton, but no run
A
first
lot.
inning.
Well, the record.
Yes, runs first inning yesterday for him.
Yes.
He
Easy.
banged that.
Two runs. I think it was JD hit a double against Wainwright. It
JD.
could have been more, but JD Martinez.
All day.
It was like 2. It was so glaring yesterday. It was so glaring that I'm like, if they don't hit this is just Mercury still is not in overshade
Retrograde
or
or
whatever it is. Retrograde.
Retrograde.
Yeah.
Nasty Nestor was good. Sorry, AJ. That was a tough one.
Nestor was the second one that I was looking at, but when AJ said what he was going to go, I kind of kiboshed it because I felt like I was going against my guy.
Yeah.
It was Nestor 16.5. Not having a lot of games, I got to like pour through BetMGM site, and there's a lot of cool stuff. Like they had Nestor going 16.5 outs, which I'm like, okay, doing the math.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's like. I kind of feel like he'll go over that. Like I felt like he was going to do
7
better. I
innings,
thought he was
yeah.
going to go longer, and he did. He actually went over that many outs, and so I was like, wow, it felt good that I was going to pick 2 things that were going to hit because my 11-22 record.
Yeah, but you're catching up.
Climbing.
Slow and steady. So our BetMGM locks of the day for Friday night. We got plenty of games to pick from. Frazier, you start because you're coming off like absolutely being dialed in on the Yanks.
I'm going to stick with them. I'm going to stick with the Yankees. They're playing in Cincinnati. As you say, Kratzy. What is it? The Cincinnati
Great American Small Park.
Small Park, yeah. So Judge might get 3 more home runs here. Rizzo might come away with 2. I'm going to take them -1.5 at -115, 230 to win 200. I'm going to ride that wave. I kept saying it on the broadcast at the S Network. They're riding the wave right now. And winning 3 out of 4 in Toronto, now going to Cincy. Don't let down. Get going.
What's that pitching matchup tonight?
Might be a home run bet there
Schmidt
too.
versus,
Piece of Schmidt. I was looking at that game.
Might be an
Schmidt
over
against
there
Lively.
too.
Lively. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Could be.
Ben Lively's pitching?
Yeah.
Ben.
Not
Ben.
Blake.
Ben.
Hey.
Definitely not Blake. No, I'm going. This one's a shout out to Chris Olson, Claudia's dad.
Claudia.
Help me make the final decision
Our
because we were
producer.
kind of
Yes.
teching it up. So I appreciate you, Chris, for being a Nats fan. I also like the Nats here. It's a straight up pick'em game. It's the Nats versus the Tigers. They're both money line -110. Jake Irvin's going for his 4th career start, I think.
Okay.
He's got a 4.41 ERA against a Tigers team that's throwing Matt Boyd out there. First when I looked at it, I was like, ooh, I might take Matt Boyd. But then the Nats, if they're hitting anybody, almost an 800 OPS, it's the left side. And they are really going to key on that curveball. I see possibly a first inning run, too, from old Lane Thomas banging the ball in. So, but I took the money line, -110.
Okay.
Nats.
Very specific.
Yeah, I love it. He knows the
I
stuff.
like
He's
that.
into it.
No, I'm not even just on the lock, but like just mixing in like might want to throw a little
Maybe a
yes
little
run
dabble
first
here
inning
and there.
as well. For me, I'm going to run line too. I got Atlanta +125 tonight. Braves offense is absolutely rolling right now, and I think they're catching Seattle coming off a tough series in Boston. They got a little beat up, and I think for me at +125 for the Braves to win by at least 2 runs in this game. Bryce Miller's been awesome. 2 out of 3 of the starts, though, were against Detroit and Oakland. So he's good. But this is a different caliber lineup that he's about to face in the Atlanta Braves. Plus, Olsen's not even hot right now. And that can turn at any moment. There's way too much pop. Acuna's probably going to homer again tonight. Bryce Elder's pretty good. He's pitched well. I think he takes it personal, Bryce versus Bryce. But, no, seriously, I think just from an offensive standpoint, it's a Braves team that played 500 baseball the last 10 days, but I think they come back home and they blast the Mariners. And And Bryce Miller's awesome. We've been talking about it a ton, but you're going to have a few clunkers in there. So I could see this being one of them.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's Friday. BetMGM players are going to receive a bonus bet to use on any sport. It's that simple. Bonus bets are going to be given to players on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So this is all you need to do. You're hitting your games tonight. You hit our locks, and then tomorrow you log into your account. Boom, it's there right away on the BetMGM Sportsbook app or website. You immediately receive a bonus bet. Bonus bets can only be used on any sport wagers, and it expires after 72 hours. So do not wait. You log in, you use that, and redeem your bonus bet on Saturday. Always bet responsibly. Gambling problem or concern, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So it's been a great day. I do want to remind everyone, too, right before we hit slap hands, there is a giveaway. Look for it tonight, either on our socials or on BaseBLR, as we're giving away a signed Shohei Ohtani photo. How you doing?
Let's go.
Slap hands. That's us. You are right, though. I'm trying to figure out. And I've done shows on location in the past. Should I bring my volume up? Am I too low?
You are a little.
Should I be up here?
No, you're good.
That'd be more of a fan. That'd be more of a fan thing. For us, you're a little low.
Okay,
but that's okay.
No,
I know I'm not low.
It's for the people.
I would hear it.
Yeah.
Some troll would be on me. Oh, Braun whispers now.
He's a whisperer.
They're just, hear it?
I hear it. I hear it.
It's cool.
That hit
I like
good.
It.
That hit good with the
place
bass.
Is awesome, by the way.
The bass was nice.
This is great.
I'm sold. Okay.
Me too.
It smells like they turned the grill on too, making me a little hungry.
Hell yeah.
I used to burn
so hungry.
When I was a kid with my dad, and obviously I'm living all over the place right now. I don't live near here, but now I'm going to be down here a lot. I'm freaking pumped. Kratz hats with the music as we go out. What'd you bring for us today?
When in Rome. My Phillies hat, the first Phillies hat that I ever wore. Absolutely, 2011. The boys made it to the playoffs. Tough exit. But hey, you play for your childhood team.
Yeah.
And they missed you. They didn't make it to the playoffs again for a long ass time.
Until I rejoined the organization. So
How
it
you
looks like
doing?
they didn't make the playoffs this year because I'm not in that organization.
Put them on
my shoulders.
Put them on the Philadelphia station.
Props to the BetMGM Sportsbook here and the Borgata for hosting us. We're going to do this quite frequently. This was just day one. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be hanging with you here. So we will see you again soon in AC. And we're back on Monday in our normal spots at home. Later.
Happy birthday to my hijo, Davey Garcia, too.